You know, I really took a shine to these noodle things, and yeah, because the little packet comes with it, we throw the little curried packet in, paid for it, don't waste it. We put the mandatory 2 oxos in. We took a shine to putting tomato soup and oxtail soup, so we're going to put oxtail soup in this. But today, ooh, we're going to try something new. We're going to try something new. Know anything about Marmite? You like it, okay, I love the Marmite. But it tends to, whatever you put Marmite in, always tends up tasting like Marmite. So, we're going to try, and it sticks to everything, but the hot water will deal with that. I'll pour the hot water in here and also over the fork, which will clean it, and then we'll mix it in. But we're going to try Marmite as well. Let's see how that works out. Personally, I think Marmite is just going to take over, and it's all going to taste like Marmite. The oxtail and the rest of it is just going to disappear. But whilst I've got the hot water, I'll wash the fork under the hot water as I pour it in. We've put the pack of noodles in. And we've put in 2 oxos, we've put some pepper in, we've put the curry flavoured thing that comes with the packet anyway, and put the oxo cup of soup in. This is bigger than a cup, so the oxtail soup isn't as good as a cup of soup because there's more than a cup's worth of liquid in there, so it sort of waters it down a bit, doesn't it? So we put the oxo in to sort of pep that along, and we've put this Marmite in as well now. So we'll give that a few minutes. It's amazing how it all of a sudden comes to life as soon as it sits in the water. Give that a few minutes, and let's try this concoction and see how it turns out. I think it's going to be lovely, but I do have a sneaky feeling. Put Marmite in anything, and Marmite, doesn't matter big or small amount, the Marmite takes over the taste of everything. It's such a strong thing, that Marmite. It's lovely on toast. Oh, definitely, that was a right move. Marmite. Not too much that kills it, but yeah, lovely. So, spaghetti, oxtail soup, two oxo cubes, and some Marmite, all washed in. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Well, look what's just arrived. It's amazing, isn't it? You can see something. I was watching Scoutcrafter, and he was telling us about these thread checkers, and oh, I'll have them. Okay, I'm a stalker. I'm a fan. Whatever he buys, I buy. Yeah, you buy football shirts and football hats and stuff, don't you? So get over it. Whatever he buys, I buy. If I can get hold of it. Anyway, that's not the story. The story is, I did see it. I thought, oh, that looks... and then we were looking. And look at them. They were 40 quid. And I thought, oh, for the very same thing, look. Very same thing, 40 quid. But the good thing is, when you look at it, what you need to do is when you go searching, there's one for 30 quid there. Look, it's the very same thing. I've got those sort of, these boards with the thread checkers on them. It was 18 quid for those ones. 37 there. And as you go through it, 27 there. But as long as you're in 30 quid there, am I a fan? Am I that much of a fan? Well, what I did, look, if you keep looking, don't take the first one. Generally, put it in your basket. If you want a bargain, if you see something and you think, oh, it's a bit dear, if you put it in your basket, the computer knows you might be interested in it, but you haven't bought it yet. It throws it up at you. And look, for 20 quid, look, the very same, isn't it? 44 pieces. Let's have a look at that one. 44 pieces, £40.74. This one the same, 44 pieces. The same damn thing, isn't it? It's the same thing. Same as what we've got here. Exactly the same. And it's twice the money there. So you just have to be careful. Might have to wait a day or two. Happens to be we found this one. And this has come. Ooh, that'll be really handy. Yeah, I've got one, but not quite the same. But, you know, I'm a fan, so I'm a stalker. Whatever you want to say about it, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, so now, because a lot of people are, oh, Reggie, have you got one of these? Yeah, what is it? What size is it? Oh, they don't tell me, they don't know. I don't know what to look for. And maybe this I might begin to actually write the size down on the jar. That would help that if I redoing my jar. Every time I put something in the jar, maybe I should write down the size, what it is. So this is going to be very useful. But like I say, I've got one of those ones before. I think I had for a Christmas present, which are really good and useful. Yeah. Anyway, just a tip for you. So you don't have to pay top. Just do a bit more searching. You don't have to pay twice as much for the very same item. You just have to be a bit savvy with these computer things, or put them in shopping into your computer, and it will spit out the best price for you. So we could have ended up paying 40 quid for it. We ended up paying 20 quid for it. And I think it's exactly the same thing. Anyway, it's arrived. Isn't it amazing? You can see a thing, you can think, right, I'm having it. You go there, you go to your iPad, go to your computer, go to your phone, tap, 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 and lo and behold, it turns up on your doorstep. Unbeatable, isn't it? Unbeatable. You know I am Mr. Nuts and Bolts. Let's just find a nut and a bolt combination. I do like to keep them together. You know, when you want a nut and a bolt, you can never find a nut and a bolt together in a combination, can you? Can you see one somewhere? Blimey. Where can we find a nut and a bolt put together so we can check the size of it? Hold on. Let's go in here. What we want's got to be in one of these here. Let's just have a random sort of, there we are, look. There is a nut and a bolt. Take a look. Shall we just use that? That's a nylock. Oh, they are. There's a non-nylock one. Right, we'll use this. Let's get this out of the jar. Right. So there is a nut and a bolt. So let's go and investigate this nut and this bolt then. So here we are. We've got the nut and the bolt. And we've got the thread checker. Right. So, what size do you think it is? Is it coarse? No, look. There's that. It's M10, 1.5. So there's the nut side, the bolt side of it. And here is the nut side of it. So if I wanted a box or a dozen or whatever, I'm doing a project and these were the nuts and bolts that I wanted, this is how you would check them, and then you can go and buy them. So we go to the shop and we say we want a 10 times 1.5. So let's go up here. We want a 10 by a 1.5. There we are. 10 by a 1.5. Is this it? Oh, that's interesting. It says on it a 10 by a 1.5. Okay. let's put this in there. You're going to stay there, right, before I... So we're going to put this up in there, which is a 10 by 1.5. And then we're going to put this on the end there. That is a 10 by 1.5. So let's unscrew that from there. Let's screw this back together. Hold on. I'm in my own way. Reggie, you idiot. I'm trying to hold the phone and show you. Right. Let's unscrew that off from there. Yeah. So now we know that nut and that bolt goes together. And we know, because we've checked it on our thread checker, it was a 10 by 1.5, which was 10 by 1.5. Easy peasy. So now we know if that's exactly what we want, and we want a dozen of them, or we want a box full of them, or whatever, or I haven't got one and that's my last one, or that's the one that I took out and I want exactly that one, I know what to go and get, don't I? Brilliant. So whenever you see these things, there's a shed man. Whenever you see, now this one was a Christmas present, I believe. Yeah. But whenever you see these things and you think, oh, that's handy, just because it's basically pocket change, do you know what I mean? Just don't buy a breakfast one day. Go without breakfast in the cafe one day, or go without breakfast in the cafe for 2 days. Don't stop for lunch. You've got what you need, haven't you? Very handy things. So when you see them and you think it's a good idea, get on and get them, and then that's it. These are going to last us a lifetime now, aren't they? Yeah. So Sean mentioned the January 1964 Meccano book. So, magazine. Let's have a look through it. That's what was happening in the world of 1964. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, there were look, Meccano, and yeah, what do you do? Join the army. That time is coming back. There's nothing, no work, no prospects, no, you know, unless you had a clear path in front of you. Join the army, don't you? And that's coming, I can see that coming back again. Flying Review, magazines. You see that, look. Wow, plasticine. Isn't it great looking at these, you know? What are they on about? Train, yeah, somewhere. A story, a military story, looking back at history. Somewhere to go. Where is this? Fort Charles. The timber structure in the background is known as Nelson's quarterdeck. Yeah. So they're on about, you know, holding about the earth crust. Yeah. About drilling, mining article. And about a lesson about running with the football. Look at the cars. Yeah. BRM. BRM is a Flying Starts. BRM. BRM is. There was a racing team BRM. There wasn't another BRM means something. Eiffel Tower. Yeah. Again, watching the birds, looking at the birds. What are they doing? Oh, to take a picture of a bird. We were on about that conversation. You have to be, you know, we never took pictures. the generation now that picks up a mobile phone and flash and took a picture. This is about the moon landings. Yeah. Trackside news. A training centre. Oh yeah, this was a training centre. Look, the new training centre for London Transport Railway has been opened in White City. It was designed for London Transport. Yeah, they were digging trains then, weren't they? 1964. Wow. We've got the track tower. Oh, specially made for railway maintenance duties. A tractor there. Another steam train here. LMS, yeah. Steam train. Talking about trains and clubs and boats, look. And models and E-type. What's that? A Corsair. Yeah, I thought it's not Spitfire, but it's that sort of era, isn't it? Hurricane, Spitfire, that type of thing. Yeah. What we got here? Now this one. This is the STR bomber. Didn't that become the Blackbird? I've got it in my head that TSR something became known as the Blackbird, something Blackbird. Yeah, the Lockheed company doing something with helicopters. Yeah. Oh, advertising a little model bus, look, luxury. It's got a lifting boot and luxury lines. Look, so when you see that model, isn't it nice to see, you know, you've got one of these models and you can identify it and then you can date it in a magazine. It's fantastic. Ooh, got that with the boot that opens and the little lights flash on it. You can send it back to 64, can't you? Yeah. Oh, and they're making plans for a model, look. Oh, how to make an axle. Looks like it'd be a front axle, a steering axle, look. There we are, look. Technical bits about Meccano, what you can make with it, how you can make it. Clubs. Yeah. Again, working on railway models, telling you how they've done it, how they've made it, railway models, how to do crossover tracks, all that sort of thing, switchback layout. Wow. Wow. And how to set out your model railway stuff. Sailing clubs. All mailbag, yeah. People send in letters, don't they? You don't see that now, do you? They send in a letter. Well, I wrote a stern letter to the newspaper, you know. And this one in New Zealand, look. Shows a log to built in Glasgow in 1874. Because what you've got to remember is what we are now in the future. But if you pick up these old magazines and they look at what's in the past for them, in 1964, you know, what's in the past for us, and then they look at something in the past and they're looking even further back, aren't they, in the past. So that's the great thing about these sort of things. Look, a few more adverts, a few more bits and pieces. Yeah. Stamp collecting. What stamps to collect? What was a stamp of the day to collect, sort of thing? Oh, a bus. Yeah. Yeah, no buses. Now, this, in the whole of this magazine, this is what sparks my spark. Who remembers they used to drive these like this on the road? You see a bloke with a hat, a well wrapped up hat, or you used to see a guy with a helmet on, and they used to drive just as I think the ministry have stopped them now, and I haven't even seen them. They used to carry them on like double deckers, two on top of each other. But I do remember these people on the roads delivering or driving. It was very weird to see. You didn't see them that often, but I do remember seeing chassis and engines, and I guess they must have been bus chassis or whatever, and a bloke sitting on a chair driving them. I do remember them. Used to drive them around on the roads. They've probably been off the road now. Do you know what? I could say that they've been off the road 10 years, even longer, since I've seen a chassis and a seat and a bloke driving one on the road. But you used to see them, didn't you? You did used to see them if you was out on the roads in them days. So that's just the fact of this magazine, and opening it up and putting that memory back in my head. Do you know what I mean? Bringing it round to the top of my head. So, again, if you've got a specific date that you've seen, or I've shown you that I've got the magazines to cover it, and you want to have a look through, just let me know and we'll have a good look and we'll have a good laugh. Is this the beginning of... Is that the beginning of Lego? Looks like it, doesn't it? Or a competition to Lego type of thing. Anyway, yeah, look at that. Flashing indicators, look at that. Fantastic. Wow. The new models, look. It opens. How many of these still exist? I'd say they're a pretty rare thing, really rare thing. But if you're a collector of them and you've actually got that little bus, and we've got a date, a positive date on it, and now we've got the advertising for it. It's just like tools, really. Wow, wouldn't you love to buy or pick up these magazines? If you tell me you can have this one. If you can send me a picture or send me a video that you've got this toy, this actual, with the flashing lights and the opening boot, the number, it was 21 shillings. Yeah, wouldn't that be fantastic, finding the physical. So it's the same as tools, really, isn't it? Yeah, so there we are. Sean, you mentioned January 64.